What's going on, guys? This is your boy, John the Liquidator, coming back with another video. So it looked like Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever could not get it done today. We got to talk about this. For this one here, we got to go all the way up to Connecticut. Let's get it. Let's go. Caitlin Clark played in her first WNBA playoff game. I'm here to tell you it wasn't a good sight to see. I just hate to say that. Caitlin Clark played extremely bad. The Fever as a team looked at extremely bad. I believe nerves might have played a factor in this game. The Indiana Fever was simply outperformed, outcoached, out shooting, out defense, pretty much everything you could think of around the board. They sucked at it today. I just gotta keep it real. And I just hate to say it, but I believe this moment might have been a little bit too big for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark ultimately finished the game with 11 points, 8 assists, and that was pretty much the night for her, bro. This was probably one of the worst outings I've seen Caitlin Clark play since I've been watching her in her basketball career. The final score to the game was 93-69. Connecticut trade to give Marina Marbury just torched the Fever. And from that point on, game one got way out of hand. Marina Marbury had 27 points. The Fever did not know anything to do to stop her. It was just a disaster. Indiana way off in three-point shooting today and did not have any answer defensively. And obviously Wednesday is a do-or-die game for Caitlin Clark and this Fever basketball team. I believe Christy Size is definitely going to have to get in her coaching bag to pull off this victory, because as of right now, it is not looking good for our Fever or Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin did suffer a little minor injury in this game. She was poked in the eye in the first quarter. That could have played a factor in her shooting ability throughout this game. But with all that being said, Caitlin Clark spoke to reporters immediately after this game about her eye and exactly what happened throughout this game. Let's roll the footage right now.
Obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down, and obviously a tough time for that to happen. Like I got some really good looks. I felt I had three wide open threes in the first half that like you usually make. So that's tough, but I felt like I battled and tried my best. Took care of the ball better than I usually do, which is a positive. But overall, like coach said in the locker room, like we were down 3 the first quarter, down 5 second quarter, and then lost by 3 in the third. Like we were right there, and I felt like we just played a crappy game. Like the flow of the game was really bad. I don't know if that was the refereeing. It was probably partly us because we struggled to get stops at times, but also like the clock getting messed up, which is one thing after the next. But yeah, overall, like it didn't bother me. Obviously, it didn't feel too good when it happened, but it is what it is.
Christy and Caitlin, this was a different look in terms of putting Duana on Caitlin and Dejanay on Kelsey. Did that do anything to affect how you guys played throughout the game? Did that have any impact on the play today?
I think, they were going to make adjustments. They were going to change up their schemes. They were going to change the matchups. We had talked about getting back the matchups that we wanted, that we thought would be helpful for us. I agree with what Caitlin just said. We scored 69 points, and when we go back and watch this, I didn't really say much because I want to go back and watch and just kind of see. But I think we just, these guys are going to shoot the ball a lot better on Wednesday, and that's going to make a huge difference. And, the first 3 quarters we battled. I think we got rattled in the third a little bit when they started they hit some shots. But then we kept making shots, and then we really, that fourth quarter, we stopped scoring. And then they had some late buckets, after the game was out of reach. But some things that, some highlights, they had 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. And I think we gave up 2 the rest of the game. We just got to find those positives. We had 23 assists on 27 baskets. And I'm pretty sure, like Caitlin said, when we go back and look, there was some wide open shots, that would have given us even more assists right there. So, whatever matchup they come with, I still think we had some good looks. We just have to do a better job of hit 50 points in the paint.
That was Caitlin Clark and Christy Sides speaking to reporters immediately after this game. Now, Caitlin did speak to the media right before this game. This is what she had to say. Let's roll the footage.
Wanting to play and get going. But yeah, I mean, this is playoff basketball. If you can't get up for this, then you got a problem. So I think like I said, our team is prepared and ready for the challenge. We know it's going to take every single person on our team, and every single possession is going to matter. I expect the crowd to be incredible, but definitely fired up.
We'll go Doug, then we'll go Cassandra on the left.
Hey, Caitlin, you obviously played in a lot of big games in college. Is there a little difference here? Maybe it's a big difference that, this is not the be-all, end-all. If you don't win tonight, that your season's over. You have a series that you can adjust versus what you're used to with one and done.
It's definitely a little different. That's why I think March Madness is like the greatest postseason in all of sports, because if you don't have it one night, like, your season's over, and I was on the losing end of that a few times. So I feel like this is a little different in that regard, but I feel like you have to kind of approach it the same way. Like, every single person is fighting for their life. Every team's fighting for their life. Every single game matters. Every possession matters. But, our goal is to come in here and win 2 right away. But if not, we know we can try to push it to a third game and get it at home and win there. But I think it is a little bit different of a dynamic for myself. But to me, like, I want to go out there and win them all. So that's kind of how I approach it, and it's pretty similar to college as well.
Go Cassandra, then stay in the front row in the middle.
What has your and the team's morning looked like with all of that excitement? Have you been working to try and quell it a little bit? Have you been using it for something heading into this game?
The excitement piece of it, or what do you mean?
Just all of it, but also just, I imagine, having so much excitement, like you're built up all morning. It's a 3 p.m. tip.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely we're stuck. We've been stuck here for 3 days now, so I feel like everybody's just like, can we just get out there and play? I thought we had a really good practice yesterday, and you could kind of just feel the energy of everybody just wanted to, get out there and get going. And then, after tonight, you got to wait another 2 days to play the next one. So it's kind of a different dynamic in that regard. And, our starting 5 has 0 playoff experience. So, we don't really have anything to go off of other than, the vets that come off the bench for us, whether it's Didi, whether it's Temi, whether it's Edub. I think they've been really good and really vocal about, how to approach this. And obviously Christy and our coaching staff has some experience too. So, I think just approaching it with the mentality of, be confident, like we're meant to be here, but at the same time, like, have fun, and, you have to approach this very businesslike and prepare the best you can. And I think our coaches have us as prepared as we can be.
Go in the middle in the first row, then we've got 2 in the second row directly behind.
Caitlin, I remember when you were here in May 14th, you said that you wanted to give yourself some grace. Every night wouldn't be perfect. And now that you've kind of gone through the season, settled in, had the year you had, the team had the year that it had, what did you kind of learn? What's your takeaway? What did you kind of learn from all that process?
I think a lot of people in life want a lot of instant satisfaction, and as a competitor, like, you want that too. And I think that goes back to what I first said, is like giving yourself some grace, giving this team some grace. And I thought our team did a really good job of that, of blocking out the noise and, focusing on what's to our right and to our left in our locker room. And that's what's brought us success here in the second half of the season, and even a little bit before that. We kind of figured it out, and not everything's going to be perfect right away. Everything still isn't perfect. Like, nobody's perfect in this world. We're still learning and growing every single day, and I think it's a good learning opportunity, not only for basketball but for life. Like, you're not going to get everything you want right away. Like, you got to work for it. You got to go through some hard moments. And there's going to be hard moments even within this game tonight. So it's like every little thing is a little battle, and it's just about how you approach things. And that's what I'm most proud of for myself individually, but also this team, just our approach every single day, whether, we're coming off a 4-game winning streak or whether we lost our first 5. Our approach was always the same and very positive.
Got 2 in the second row.
Kind of on that same note, you started your career here in this building 5 months ago. What stands out to you about looking back at that game, whether it was the environment or just what it meant to you?
Oh gosh, I think I tried to forget a lot of that. No, I'm joking. I think it was a good learning opportunity for myself. Definitely one of the better defensive teams in this league, if not one of the best, if not the best. And I think now having that experience of playing versus teams like this that are going to be physical, they're going to be in your space, they're going to try to turn you over. That's something we struggled with the first 4 times we've played them, is we've turned the ball over. So if we can take care of the ball, I think we're going to be in a really good spot. But, some turnovers are going to happen. It's just like you can't let that balloon to 2 turnovers, to 3 turnovers. You can't let them go on a run. They want to get some fast break points. And then I think knowing our schemes is going to be really important now, playing them. This is going to be our 5th time playing them. We have experience going against this team and the schemes that we've done. It's been a little more complicated of a scout compared to some other teams, just with the weapons they have and the size that DB brings to their team, and also her ability to shoot outside. It can be a little bit difficult of a matchup for us, but I think that experience is where we have to find some confidence, and I think that's the way we've just grown since, I can't believe it was May, honestly. Like, it feels like a whole completely different season when we were here first. So excited about the opportunity to come in here and try to get a win.
Last one for Matt.
Yeah, hi, Caitlin. Obviously, the focus is on the playoffs, but officially the 4th most MVP votes. What does that recognition mean to you, and is that also something that you could have foreseen at the start of the season?
I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, I don't really care. My life is very unaffected by that. I'm just going to try to go out there and help my team. Obviously, our goal is to get to the playoffs, but I have a belief that we can come in here and we can win this series, but approaching it one game at a time. So I think that's where my focus is. But obviously, it's pretty night and day from where we first started. So I feel like that's a lot. It's something